relative to this topic, I've been working in the field of Ayurvedic medicine and yogic healing for more than 30 years. So we've been involved in the starting of schools, the teaching of Ayurveda in yoga in North America, South America, Europe, Russia. But let's put this into perspective. This morning we were talking about the colonization of the Indian mind, and there was of course the colonization of the Indian medicine. The British closed the Ayurvedic schools down in the country. My teacher, Dr. Balabhashta, who was also an RSS teacher, graduated from the first school in Maharashtra in Satara in 1941. The British had allowed the schools to begin to be opened shortly before the independence movement. One way to control a country is to control its medicine and its healing traditions. And many of these ancient traditions were limited and subverted in the process. That is one backbone point I would like to make. Secondly, I would like to make the point that we globally are in a tremendous health crisis that is likely getting worse over the years to come, because the medical system that we have has major limitations, particularly for dealing with chronic diseases and also lifestyle conditions. In India, there's an epidemic of diabetes. The Yoga Day did a whole protocol of that. Ayurveda, we had an Ayurveda Day on Dhanvantari Jayanti. There's also a protocol for that. There are major health problems arising from our modern information tech society. We won't have time to go into those, but we know some of them. And medicine has also become extraordinarily expensive. Today we're dominated by a drug-based paradigm of medicine. We are not against that, but we hold the drug should be given last, not first. And in the Western world, over 50% of the people over 50 years old are or will be taking antidepressant medicines. We've had a proliferation of all these particular problems. Ayurveda in India today, we have the traditional Ayurveda kind of came to an end, and after independence, the BAMS Ayurveda is a hybrid between modern medicine and Ayurveda. And one of the sad factors is many or most of the people who graduate do not practice the traditional Ayurveda, but they go in for the modern medicine and sometimes ignore the Ayurveda altogether. Recently we did a program with Ayurveda Rajasthan and talked to the young students and saw directly what was going on. The good news is that India's natural healing systems in yoga and Ayurveda have been spreading worldwide, and we've been decolonizing them. For example, as much as 25 years ago, I remember giving a program on yoga and medicine in Mumbai. There were 9 Indian medical doctors. I was the only representative of Ayurveda at that particular event. But now this movement is spreading worldwide. In the West, there's much more understanding and opening to natural healing, I think, than there are, and particularly in the United States and in a lot of the other countries. And even modern medicine is coming up with a new science of epigenetics and understanding that our behavior triggers our health, bases our health, and the factors of the digestion and the digestive tract actually determine through your biome which of the DNA factors will manifest. So that if you have the right diet according to certain like Ayurvedic principles, then these negative genetic factors are less likely to occur. Now, one thing we have in the Indian context is our friends Baba Ramdev and also Balakrishna. Balakrishna is the great power of Ayurveda there. He's also completing a huge study of the Ayurvedic herbs and medicine, and they're finally bringing about the renaissance of yoga and Ayurveda in India and the accessibility of the medicines to the common people. Because what happened is under this foreign rule, there's also been this control of the medicine. You import your medicine, your medical paradigm, and so India has come under that drug-based influence. Now, I'm not against drug-based medicine again. It has its place under certain circumstances, but it has very definite limitations. And a lot of our problems today require change of lifestyle, change of behavior, and change of diet. The Ayurveda and the yoga system does not view the human being simply as a physical being, but a panchakosha person, and also containing then body, prana, senses, mind, and atma, and influenced by consciousness, and influenced by prana, and the ability to use and harness the forces of prana and consciousness. So what we do in Ayurveda, yoga is one of our main therapies, particularly in the Ashtanga sense. It's the main therapy for psychological disorders, which we call the Sattva Vijaya therapy. But also the asana has its very important lifestyle and exercise value. Meditation is also a very important factor of healing. But we also have our dietary recommendations, our understanding of the individual constitution, and also very powerful herbs and very specific clinical methods. To put this into perspective, modern medicine tends to treat diseases, and we say the diseases are treated very well, but the people are not always treated well. In Ayurveda, we aim at looking at the whole person, so our goal is not simply treating disease. Our goal is complete wellness and a complete lifestyle for optimal well-being. Or sometimes we say, in modern medicine, we aim at, you basically like a fireman aimed at putting the fire out. In Ayurveda, we help you build a better house to begin with that is fireproof. Now that being said, there's also the integration of Ayurveda and modern medicine. Modern medicine has very powerful surgical methods that are very important, and modern medicine, particularly in the West, is recognizing the importance of natural healing. But what I want to emphasize is that Ayurveda is one of the greatest cultural, spiritual, and healing heritages, not only of India, but the entire world. It has not been given its due the way yoga has. Even yoga has not been completely understood. But it needs to be given that attention. It needs to be brought out in a modern context. It needs to be adapted according to culture, diet, and also individual. And there are so many simple things that we do that damage our health, whether it's having soft drinks or cold ice liquids with our meals, or a very bad habit in India is eating heavy food well after sunset and sleeping on it. So there are major health issues in India and in the world that can be dealt with by these natural healing methods, particularly in a preventive model, but also in the long run for a lot of the treatment. So more of that work needs to be done. More of that heritage needs to be reclaimed. It also has a psychological dimension. Yoga and meditation and Ayurvedic Medya Rasayanas can help us deal with a lot of the depression, a lot of the side effects of spending your days in front of the computer and being overly stimulated by this digital media we have. So there are these very important health challenges coming up globally, and throughout the world, we're now looking back to these natural healing methods, yoga, herbs, Ayurveda. You can become a master of your own health and well-being, but then you have to work on it every day, and you have to make your entire lifestyle in harmony with nature, in harmony with your individual nature, and with this wisdom of the ancient rishis called Ayurveda, which pervades all the other Vedic system. It's the foundation of all yoga therapy and yoga healing, and is my wish that more people do get involved in this system. We'll have a World Congress of Ayurveda in Calcutta in the first week of December as well. So with that words, I will close my particular talk. But India has so much of wonderful heritage, but Ayurveda is the most simple and practical. It's also your gateway into the Vedic world for understanding Agni, Vayu, and all the cosmic forces responsible for health, harmony, peace, well-being, ananda on all levels. Namaste.